This week on TGC News, a woman with a shotgun sets a record, a breakdown on gun sales according to the ATF, and the hate parade comes to town for another smart gun. Have you ever tried to put a gun together with this or this? Or even this? Then you may want to consider some schooling from Sonoran Desert Institute. SDI offers courses from some of the best and brightest the gun industry has to offer, from gunsmithing to reloading to a full-on associate's degree in firearms technology. You can learn all of that from the comfort of your own home. To learn more, check out sdi.edu. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News. My name is Jon Patton, and before we get started, I need the ladies in the audience to listen up. I've had a few requests for female TGC shirts, and in order to find out what you guys actually want, I'm taking a survey. There is a link down in the description for you to take. Now, I'm kicking this week's show off with some positivity. Typically, gun culture is thought of as a hardcore American thing. It's not really accepted in most other countries, except when you talk about shotguns. Things like trap and skeet shooting are international sports, and some of the best of the world come from places other than the US. One of the foremost clay shooters in the world is a man by the name of George Digweed out of England, of all places. He's most well known for his incredible long-distance shots of clay targets. Shotguns and clay target sports are huge all around the world. Here in the US, while clay sports aren't as big as I would like to see, there is still one person that stands above all the others regarding that sport. Her name is Kim Rhode. Why does Kim matter? Well, not only is she a fantastic role model for women shooters and clay sports in general, but she just became the first American ever to medal in 6 individual Olympic Games. Yep, the first American ever did it with a shotgun. Kim has shot at and medaled in 6 consecutive Olympic Games. The only male to ever do that was an Italian luger named Armand Ziegler. So not only do we as Americans typically dominate the Olympics, we now have individuals that step up and prove once again that we are capable of some really incredible things, especially with a shotgun. Maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to shoot a few rounds next to Kim, but until then, my hat is off to her for such an incredible accomplishment. And in That's a Lot of Dimp news, everyone's favorite alphabet agency, the ATF, has released their annual report on firearms commerce, and some of the data is actually really interesting. First up, Exhibit 1, which is a breakdown of firearms manufactured from 1986 to 2014 by type. The thing that I found most interesting about these numbers was the clear spike in numbers across the board in 2013, which was, as some of you know, the highest recorded sales year ever in the gun industry, followed by a drop to slightly higher than 2012 numbers in 2014, because things, of course, bottomed out after that, but the industry and community had grown significantly. Really cool to see that kind of graphed out. After that, we have Exhibit 5, which shows the imported guns by type and country of manufacture. The thing that stood out to me here as a WTF was the number of guns that we are importing from Canada. Speculation is that perhaps that's where AKs and SKSs might be coming into the country from Russia, but I have no idea. If you know what that represents, please let me know down in the comments. I have no idea what we're bringing in from Canada. That's so weird. The other things to note from this one is the handguns from Austria, Brazil, Croatia, and Germany representing Glock, Taurus, Springfield, and HK, followed by the massive amount of shotguns that we import from Turkey. The other noticeable thing to me was the sheer number of NFA forms that are processed year to year, and the massive increase across the last few, no doubt related to the suppressor sales booming in the US, with revenues from such things bringing in over $32 million in 2015. Absolutely staggering. There are a whole bunch more charts and statistics in that document, so if you want to check it out firsthand, there is a link down in the description. I guess we were due for some jackassery in this episode. Say hello to the Smart 2 from Safety First Arms. Long story short, this mistake of a firearm is claiming to be the next big thing in smart guns. On the surface, it looks like they took a Glock slide and put it on top of an airsoft gun frame with a 3-cent keypad from a child's toy. I mean, it looks like shit. Okay, so it looks bad, but how does it work? Well, as the inventor who for some reason needed to tell you right away that he used to be a Navy SEAL,
I'm Brent Gleason, a former Navy SEAL, husband and father, and an expert in firearms.
tells us, You can punch in a predetermined code and the gun unlocks for 12 hours. I get where he's trying to go with this thought process, but I will tell you all day, every day, that this is just getting in the way of you using your gun when you actually need it. What's to say you don't need it at 12 hours and 1 minute and you forgot to punch in the code again, or something ridiculous like that? What happens when the electronics get hit with sweat, water, gun cleaners, lubricants, all those things? What happens when the system that is pretending to keep you safe fails? The company also released a video with a curious kid that gets a hold of it and starts muzzling everybody in the room, including another child. I absolutely hate this side of smart gun marketing. Some is sitting in an office trying to prey on people's fear of their children getting hurt and pretending like their half-assed design is the solution to the made-up problem of people having guns. This guy actually claims that the AR-15 version of this, which is an even bigger atrocity to the firearms community, he says that version is what should be sent around to our foreign allies.
This is the rifle the U.S. should supply our foreign allies with.
He says, no gun safe needed.
For home storage, no expensive gun safe is needed.
So I guess he would rather see people, I don't know, stealing the gun, taking it apart, removing that terrible lock mechanism, and then rebuilding it instead of having your gun in an actual safe. This is a freaking mess. I still don't understand why people think that a normal safety and proper actual training and knowledge isn't the solution. The solution is putting things in the way. Locks, boxes, stupid speakers, things like that. People think that that's the solution and not actually educating yourself, your family, your children, whatever, and teaching people about gun safety in general. How is that not the solution? What do you guys think of this smart gun company? While you're typing your response in the comments below, you need to check out the company featured in the break and stick around for an update for what's happening here on TGC. TacPack offers some of the highest quality tactical and EDC gear in a monthly package shipped right to your door. They aren't focused on sending you a bunch of crap. They want to make sure that you get gear you will actually use, featuring things like knives, tourniquets, multi-tools, AR-15 parts, and survival gear. TacPack is bound to have gear that you're going to love. If you order right now, you can get either a free hat or a free multi-tool by using the code TGC hat or TGC tool at tacpack.com. That's right, I'm skipping Friendly Fire this week in order to take some time to bring you guys up to speed. I posted something about this on Facebook, but I know some of you only watch the videos, so it's important for me to talk about it here in one of the videos. First off, some of you may have already noticed, for the next 30 days or so, you're going to be seeing a Friendly Fire posted as a separate video every single day. The ones you're going to be seeing are ones that I pulled out of the episode, and the idea behind this is that I want the content on TGC to be more easy to find by searching, and posting things individually will exactly help with that. On top of that, you'll start seeing the hashtag not a review segments posted on Friday afternoons for the exact same reason as the Friendly Fire stuff. I want you guys to be able to go back and find this stuff easily. I've already talked about a ton of different stuff on the show, and the easier I can make it on you guys to find that content, the better off we'll all be. As I work towards bringing more and more videos to you guys, the older stuff would get in the way of the latest and greatest, so it's time to get that all uploaded, and you're going to be seeing that. So that's what's up with Friendly Fire and hashtag not a review. So what else is going on TGC? Well, you may know I've been looking for a camera operator, and I have yet to find the right person for that position. Other than that, the TGC team is growing. Adam Kraut hosting the Legal Brief has been an incredible addition to the lineup, and I've actually been working with a new editor for that show behind the scenes. So what's next? Well, as I've been saying, upward and onward. I have ideas to quite literally fill the week with awesome content. It's just a matter of figuring out the logistics and then producing it. Beyond that, there's some more TGC swag coming very, very soon, and something special to go along with that. I'm well aware that I'm being vague about it, but you're just going to have to wait and see what I'm on about. So that's kind of my update on what's happening with TGC. If you guys have questions about this, please do not be afraid to ask. I know other content creators out there might not tell you everything, but I'm pretty open about what's going to come down the pipe, so please feel free to ask. So unfortunately, that is it for this week's show. Guys, you know what to do. If you enjoyed the episode, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and if you didn't, let me know down in the comments so we can talk about it. Do not forget to get subscribed. You won't want to miss a single week of the show. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.
The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.